Let me ask you this. I'm sorry for interrupting, Michael, but aware of the time and your time. Are you confident? I mean, obviously, Kimberly Cheatle stepped down, right? And as you pointed out, there was no other option there. But in terms of the review, right? The internal review. I'm not so much worried about, the investigations. The committee hearings up on Capitol Hill typically are just performative art, right? It's a chance for the Democrats and the Republicans to, posture and do a little bit of theater and score points, right? So you rarely get actual intelligent operational questions being asked in that environment. But are you confident that right now they have completed a hot wash, a debrief, an assessment of what happened, and they have very clear, proactive points that will prevent this sort of breakdown again?
No, I'm not. And the reason why I say that is I was just as troubled as most Americans to hear the director out of her own mouth say that she had not been to the scene. What this is the perfect example of people being promoted to leadership positions in which they should not be. If I were the director of the Secret Service, you bet your butt within 24 hours I would have been on scene, on that roof, looking at the vantage point. I would have been on stage looking at from where the shooter was, and I would have been assessing this myself. But that's not the type of leadership the Secret Service is promoting at this point. They don't want like men. They don't want men like me or Dan Bongino or other individuals who talk direct. They want people that are just going to do the political thing. And that goes to another point is, Kimberly Cheatle was not qualified to be the director in the first place. Her years of service does not qualify her. Nice lady, great. Congratulations on your service. We appreciate it. But I can tell you there are men and women in the United States Secret Service right now. We just went and buried one of the best special operations direct instructors 2 months ago. There was about 150 of us who went back to send him off in a show of respect. I could have picked up a rock and thrown a rock into that group of men, and any one of them could have done a better job because they understand the operations, and they are not so far removed away from the field that they don't get it anymore. What happened to America's leaders that are down in the trenches, that are riding in the trucks, that are walking the scene, that are going back to the scene of an attempted assassination and looking and going hands on? Where are those people? Where are those leaders?
Yeah, I think we feel the same way about it. I mean, my former organization, the CIA, we always felt that the best director would rise up through the ranks, right? You don't bring somebody in from the outside. Not that we haven't had some good ones over the years, but you want somebody who understands the organization, who understands the operational imperatives and the concerns that the operational people have in their core, right? In their gut, they know what is required to do such a difficult job.
The,
Michael,
the
I got to
problem
tell
is
you, this has
this,
been
though,
fascinating.
is there's too much
Go
politics
ahead. Go ahead.
involved. Director Cheadle was appointed to that position because she was a female and she was homosexual, and that's the facts. Is she fell in line with the political agenda and narrative of this administration, and that's why she was put there. And we've got to stop that. I can think of three people right now that could lead this agency. One of them being the current detail leader of the President of the United States. You want a leader? That's a leader. That's the man. That's the one that they should have went to because he's operational and he will do exactly what everybody else does. That's the guy.